I have returned the pearls to Gunlog Grobal Noth. He gave me 200 drakes instead of 50 for them.
So welcome back to the adventures. How are you and her friend? Currently, Yashka. I think so. And maybe
19 Last Seed, Day 4. People say that Samaris is referred to Samaris' ancestral tomb, which is northwest of Sidanin. If I follow the road north of Sidanin and once you hit a rocky little area, just go west along the hills in the swamps, then I will reach the tomb. I met the orc barbarian Yashka in Samaris' ancestral tomb, where she was hiding out from the Sidanin guards. She started a fight in town and is avoiding arrest out in the wilds. She asked me to bring 1,000 drakes to the guard in Sidanin to pay off her fine. She'd do it herself, but she is so frustrated about the whole thing that she thinks she'd lose her temper and start another fight. I agreed to pay Yashka's fine for her. She gave me the 1,000 septims needed. I should bring it to a guard in Sidanin. I paid Yashka's bounty off for her. I should return to Samaris' ancestral tomb and let her know that she can come out of hiding and that she owes me 500 drakes. 19 Last Seed, Day 4. Yashka thanked me for paying off her fine, but said she didn't have any more gold to compensate me. She offered to be my bodyguard instead, and swore that she was the greatest fighter in Vardenfell. I accepted Yashka's offer and she will now travel with me. I have found the chest of pearls. I should return to Gunlog Grobal Noth. I asked Yashka about her background. Apparently she hails from one of the Orcish strongholds between Skyrim and High Rock. She struck out on her own to escape the oppressive traditions of her people. 20 Last Seed, Day 5. I have returned the pearls.
so day 5 of our adventures here, and we just got this new companion Yashka. And news about the mods. I think I have almost done with the refinements for the voice mod and the journal mod. And one thing to do, I think, is decide the standard voices, pitch and speed for Argonian and Khajiit races that by default are not changes from the standard voice, but I've had someone asking for a different setting. I don't know, I tried this one, but I don't know. Basically the thing is, I have done the option to use the voices different from the player one, for male and female, and different races with different pitches, but I'm not sure it is something that many people would like to use, because the voice variety is not very good. You're already lucky if you find one single good voice in a standard Windows default voices. But anyway, for people having problem reading, I think it's still a good option, because you can always hear something. It's a bit robotic with a lot of voices, but it works. So I have finally managed to add this thing as an option, so we can try it, I think. So basically, by default, I set it to use only player voice to read things, but you can do this, and in theory it should use other voices too. And let me check one thing, if everything works as expected. Okay, this works. Okay, it seems that everything is running. So basically now we can hear everything in dialogue.
So, Ran, you're new to Sidanin, and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead. Ask away. Looking for services? Some specific place? Someone in particular? Just need a little advice. Whatever it is, I'd be happy to help.
So this is using the male voice, which in my setup is low quality compared to the female voice. So that's the reason why I suggest if you find a good voice, use that one for your character regardless of gender, because it sounds better. But if you want to play reading everything with different pitch and you can tolerate the not so good quality of voice, that's an option. You can have different pitches for different races.
Indral Rathryan.
I don't trust you enough to talk about that.
Let's talk with our friend.
Greetings,
A little different voices, but
always welcome to
pitch is different.
Like yourself. What can I get for you today?
Background.
Before coming to the island, I was a trader at an imperial fort on the mainland. When I was commissioned by the Imperial Legion to supply the garrison until a fort was built and manned to provide for their own. However, construction on the fortifications has been delayed, perhaps indefinitely.
So basically the difficult thing here is to manage to
I heard of your kindness
decide when to stop the dialogue immediately and when to let the dialogue make a cue. So
I don't understand why people cannot have a little charity for the mayor.
Managing this thing with events has not been easy, but I think more or less now it starts working in a good way. For instance,
He certainly holds you in high esteem.
this is difficult because
I have done nothing more than act like a friend to him, and his gratitude is very touching. In fact, Fargoth has some of the qualities of an excellent friend, beginning with loyalty, but I suppose Fargoth is
so when you click, basically you stop reading the rest.
Vriskar needed someone to bully, and Fargoth just happened to. I will go so far as to say this: I have more respect for Fargoth than I do for many of the residents of Sidanin. They laugh at him and feel superior, but they are cowards that watched Vriskar direct his ill humor at Fargoth, and all they could.
So let's try. I need to try Argonian and Khajiits because I have done some new setting for that. Oh, and I have a new thing also, because this mod works in a very strict synergy with the journal mod. So I added to the journal mod some new things, and probably the most important one is that
I have returned the
by default I read the last journal entry
200 drakes instead of 50 for them.
when opening the dialogue. You can set it like you want, but by default I suggest this one, because most of the time you want to open the journal and read the last entry. You can read the whole page or both the pages, but usually you want this. And this option to enlarge the signpost is very important, because this way you can use larger space for the text, so you can use a prefix without going and the second line for each entry, and it's much better. And also you can add probably the buttons for reading, even using lower resolution, because if you have more space for the sign here, it usually works better. And another thing is, in theory, where I have a new journal entry, I can set up it so instead of telling you you have a new entry in your journal, it tells you also the name of the quest, so it is easier to remember what to look for.
Welcome back to Aril's trade house. Little secret. Do you know about Aril's most popular smugglers? Some people in Sidonim talk about it almost casually.
And so on. We'll try to talk with an Argonian, and if I find one with a Khajiit. But then I think I will go back to my standard voice because it sounds better.
Fresh game.
Greetings, White Walker. What can this one do for you today? We have wood for your hearth, and supplies for your table.
Not bad.
Wood.
Why, yes, I know something about wood. In Morrowind, you'll find 6 kinds growing in various places. These are pine, ash, hickory, oak, cypress, and...
Oh, and you have also option for persuasion, if you want.
But that's just leftover bit.
Admire success.
You can hear
She or you ran. What can I say?
there's a small message here, or not. You can set it in the panel, control panel. Like here. Only topics and header. Topic, header and notify. So notify is what comes from the persuasion window. Okay, let's look for a Khajiit. I don't think there are Khajiits in Sidonim, I don't remember.
Speak, traveler.
I don't think. Well, okay, so I will set the voice back to use only player voice. She sounds better.
We taking a break or something? Varl 9 ya. Oh, her. Aril's smitten. Did you know he'd sometimes go north to her house at night and sing to her? Gods. That poor woman.
So I don't remember well, I think we are low level still. Yeah, level 2. So maybe...
Returned the pearls to Gunlock Groval Noth.
Let's see.
He gave me 200 drakes instead of 50 for them.
We need the money, we don't have the money, so okay, let's go and visit maybe some other house. A bat, but the god is helping here. Okay, that's a mysterious house over there. I don't think we already visited it, not sure about it. But that's from a mod which is called I don't remember. Something funny. The 5-Toast Guild.
Let's hear it.
I don't remember if we are already members. I don't think so.
Hello there, Shiaryu Ren, it's great to meet you. I am Bert Sagbottom, Sublime Toe Master of the 5 Toes Guild. You take a note.
Oh, here it is.
Under section 5 Toes Guild.
So when you have the journal info, you got the name of the quest, so much easier to find it.
5 Toes Guild. The 5 Toes is very new to Morrowind, but we were all the rage in Daggerfall. Even the Imperial Guards had a special name for me. Ahem. Us. Of course we are not running at maximum efficiency yet. Sorry about the mess in here, but we welcome new members. If you want to join the 5 Toes Guild, then I'm the very man to talk to.
So this mod is interesting because it starts more or less like a joke guild, but
we'd love to have you in the guild, Shiaryu Ren. Now then, if you'd just like to sign this membership form. Go Shiruni, yes please, it sounds great. Wonderful, you are now Shiaryu Ren, the ingrown nail of the 5 Toes Guild. Work hard, always meet your quests with a valiant heart, and you will receive promotion and fame and glory. Oh, and because our membership is still quite small in Morrowind, I'll make sure that you will be able to rise through the ranks quite quickly. You take a note in your journal under section 5 Toes Guild. Quests. Ah yes, quest thingies. Well, I do need a special book. Special book. A friend of mine has a copy and I'm sure he will lend it to me. His name is Iten and he has a house in Balmora. I was going to go over there to borrow the book from Iten myself, but I know I can rely on a fellow guild member like you to take care of things at. You take a note in your journal under section 5 Toes Guild.
okay, if you want to, you can remove this, I think.
Join the 5 Toes Guild. You are all special book. You don't have the book for me yet.
Okay, so this quest is to go and find this book in Balmora. So we already have to go there.
Promotion. You'll have to do a bit more questing before I can promote you.
Okay, new quest, new guild. $5 guild. Rank ingrown nail. As you can see, it's a fun mod. Oh, look at this, how beautiful. Let me check.
Bert has asked me to go to the house of his friend Iten in Balmora to ask for a loan of a book. Go borrow a book. Wow, this sure is adventuring hero style. Not.
Well, no more quests to do here, probably. Okay, let's try and reach Balmora, maybe. Oh, so we could take the stride. So this way we test also the companion mod. Or we could try and go to the cave, get some loot there. I don't remember if we already visited it. Ooh, look at the fireflies. and we could use some way to increase our stamina, because especially at a low level it is something very useful. But for now we have to walk. Okay, let's see if the mod is working. So I can alt activate, and Yashka is checking what can be found with a setting value in these NPCs. So we could take also the boots, but she's now set to get only things with the value weight ratio above 5. Ooh, we got trapped. Always risky. Okay, we can open it. Yaska should be able also to loot the ingredients now. Let's see.
What day on need? She are you Ren?
Yeah, she has a lot of them. And in theory, I don't know if we have the right key. No. So basically when you open an animated container, the companion will try and loot the content first, according to how you set the value weight ratio you want to loot, and then what remains will be visible as usual inside the container for the player to decide what to do with it. And for instance, we don't want, I think, maybe a pair of new pants, but more or less they are like the ones we have already. So pillows, not something I want to get. Oh, this is a fine shirt. So in theory, this thing, which is with a more than 22 ratio, should be something that Yashka would take from there. Let's try it. Okay, it works. So I think this mod also is very nice if you like to play with companions, because you can make them get a loot without becoming encumbered if you want, and this way it is nice because they also talk about it, and it's immersive, but at the same time you spend less time opening inventory and getting things and giving them to your companions and so on. Ooh, nice loot here. So these things should now be empty. Yeah, because Yashka got everything from there. Oh, and Yashka likes a lot the eggs, the Kwama eggs, so maybe we can also give. Ah, she's not looking for eggs at the moment, but I know already that she likes those eggs, so we can dispose of the corpse as usual. We use the Morrowind code patch option, so we can control click here, and instead of getting this junk, we just dispose of the corpse. This way you can have a cleaner game, but still avoiding filling your inventory with things you don't need. We can also get some of the luminous Rusula taken by our friends, so this way we can spare player inventory space.
E-E-E-O-E.
Actually, is trying to learn Daedric by reading the scroll text, comparing with the letters, and when she learns one letter, she will try and say it. We can get this one. Yeah, nice. It's not perfect with the weapon. It's a little compatibility problem between these physicked capes and some weapons, because it's not bad in this position, but when you are in standard position, the weapon sort of goes behind half behind, half in front of the cape, but all in all, not bad. Ooh, found a note here.
Shaking down Elda Fire tripled our weekly take. She has a good eye for saps with full purses. If she wants to keep that eye, she'll send more of them our way. You were right about using old senile Altmers for this job. They're natural liars, and since this one lives close to the docks, she deals with enough travelers to spot the easy targets. Pay them just enough to stain their hands and they'll never squawk to the guards. We should talk to the boss about expanding operations. T.
So this is a nice scroll from let's see if we can get it. Oh, the Cliff Wars mod, adding all these books and scroll and letters around. So this is like the smugglers here are having Elderfire give them information and money and so on. Ooh.
OETTEBOBLEO.
We could take also this one.
I don't care for those apples.
Meleth. Went to see Danin for supplies. Should be back soon. Looks like we're the only ones to make it this far. Door's still locked. So much the better. At least we got here before Shi'Ru Ren showed up and cleaned everything out, eh? Haha. It should be safe to camp in here now, so make yourself at home. I'll bring beer and weenies.
So this is from another mod, probably. I think the cave, oh, whoa, mod? Not sure about it because I merged with other mods, but that's probably the one. But we are not able to open the door, also we are low level, so probably not something we want to try. Maybe we can heal? And I think there's a trap here. Yashka says there's a trap there. And no, we don't have anything yet helping with that. But we know the trap is there. Not sure it's worth risking. Probably not. In theory, we should have the right key for the slaves now. We killed all the bandits. No, not the right one. Oh, maybe Yashka has the key.
You okay, she? Are you Ren?
Aha! Oh, here we can test the Khajiit voice. Let's try it.
Do you have the key to these bracers? Will you let me go free?
Well, it doesn't sound like a Khajiit, but you know, that's the limit of the mod.
Will you let me go free?
At least until we have a whole lot of voices ready, but I don't think it will
Now
be.
I am free, and I will free fellow slaves here.
I don't think it will be something coming soon, because honestly I think for this game, which is so full of dialogue, the only realistic way to have a full voiced game is to use this kind of voice, some synthetic voice where you have some part like vowels and sound and consonants and so on, and you make the phrase, the speech on the fly, because as you have to pre-record all the MP3 for each line of dialogue, and it never ends. I don't think there's a project doing this, but I'm not sure they will ever reach a point where they cover all the game. In my opinion, the right way is to have some voices like the standard ones for Windows, maybe better quality, and make or find some free voices to use of better quality. Because as if you pre-record all the text for all the voices, you get a better quality, but it is a massive work, and I don't think that
Go free.
You freed me.
that it will work, at least in a short time. Maybe after time rebuild is done. Okay, that's a usual
You
joke.
have the key to these bracers.
Go free.
Blessed we are.
Blessed we are.
Do you have the key to
Oh, an Argonian lady.
Go
Blessed
free.
we are.
Blessed we are.
Well, not bad. The lady always sounds better, but now that we are out of the curiosity, I think it's better to just have Shiayu read everything. So Shiayu basically is streaming her adventure and reading things that I am too lazy to read. And as we are here, we can finish exploring this game, because maybe some new players starting Morrowind, playing Morrowind, don't discover this thing. I remember in my first playthrough, I don't remember honestly if I discovered this secret. I think so, but maybe I didn't manage to open the gate that time. Oh, look at this. Oh, every now and then you find some little treasure inside the tree stumps. So always good to... Ooh, I have super small violet companions. Always good to look inside the tree stumps. Ooh, a rat. Good rat. Young rat. Ooh, very scenic. Ah, good teeth ring. We could get also this, not something super useful, but we will let Yashka. Ooh, Yashka found super armor here. Look at this. I love this effect from Carpulio. It's something super top quality. Fire shield of this armor is not so good, but it looks wonderful. Yashka is quite nice with this armor. Okay, so looking for more interesting things in the cave. Oh, look at this! Some blood spore. Blood spores are great for this character because we are mostly magic users, so can we get some water? No. Ooh, something there. Not easy to reach. Oh, magic chalk from the chalk mod. But I love the look, the new look of the... Oh, over there, there's also another bloat. That we need to be able... Oh! We need to be able to fly to get there. And this thing looks like an interesting potion. Not sure it is worth using a potion to get one piece of bloat, but we can already understand what the potion is for, because this is one of the icons that really are easy to understand, even if we don't know yet what the potion is for from having used it, because I'm using the mod hiding this thing until I use things for the first time. But we know, because that's this super easy to understand icon I think I will keep the potion. And there should be a passage here. I don't think there are more loot, but we can finish exploring the place just to finish. Oh, and we have the source of the water. So I think the mod overhauling the cave is the caves overhaul, but I'm not 100% sure because there are also another mod or series that is doing the same thing. So let's see if we can find, yeah, caverns overhaul, a great mod. That sadly I think is no more available on the Nexus because the author has set it hidden, I think, but probably you can find it still on Fligerty. But anyway, there are essentially, I think, three different mod authors that usually dedicate to overhauling caves and things like this. First one is the authors of Caverns Overhaul. I think, I don't remember the mod's name. AOD Mail or something like that. Also because she changed, I think she's a lady, not sure about it, but she changed the nickname a couple times, so I'm not sure about it. And then the Overhouse by Remiros and another mod which I don't remember. But essentially, you can find a lot of overhouse for the caves, and they should be almost covered by these three different mod authors. Okay, I will save and risk here the trap. See if we are lucky and we just get some trap like paralyzing, or we get some traps that will kill us. Oh crap! The second one. Oh, never lucky. But we saved, so. But this is to say that at low level it's better to not risk opening trapped things. Okay, better to go back. We explore everything, but we don't want to risk that trap. Also, I don't have any more. Let's see, Yashka has one. Look at this. Oh, and we can see the typical glitch that we have with Morrowind effects, having some transparent part like the shield effect, like any chameleon effect or invisibility effect. When you are inside the water, which is also transparent, the two effects don't work together, so one of them is disappearing, and I don't think there's some solution for this so far. Oh, Yashka has a couple probes. We could try and see if we are able to bend probe. Quality is not good, but we have an apprentice probe. Maybe we are able to open the trap. I'm not sure about it. Probably not, but we could try. But we need to give something to Yashka.
Yeah, she are you, Ren?
She is very strong, so we can give her a lot of things. Okay, so this thing not easy. We must rest a little. And nothing more to do. We must wait for our stamina to be full, and then we can try see if we can disarm that trap. I don't think so, but we can try. Trap too complex, impossible. Okay, we tried. When you are low level, you can also eat some ingredient to get back some stamina. Oh, also here, very scenic. We have no meat. And we can also dispose of this corpse just to keep our saves clean, and also because Chiayo is not is almost good. She's chaotic good, and she doesn't like to have dead people lying around if possible. And we have a warning here. Already time to save. Oh, this was open. Probably we already looted this place, but I will use it to save and exit, because when you see that message, it is usually better to... Well, you can still play a little, but it's better to avoid loading new cells and things like that, because it means your memory is nearly full. And the only way to fix this is to save and exit the game and restart the game, because else you will start having wrong behavior of some, for instance, some Lua mods, and then you will crash. There's no save from that, because memory is something that when you don't have it available, the game is crashing for sure. So you have to restart the game. And this sadly is something that I think is a little worse than it used to be before the Lua mods and so on. Because they add to the probably to the memory consumption, to the memory needs, and so maybe it happens more frequently. But at the same time, a Lua mod is giving us precious advice about it, so we can save before crashing, and that's a good thing. And also don't do like me, don't try to use 500 mods or things like that. No. At least if you see that you cannot play more than 15 minutes, well, it's time to remove some of the mods, because it means your memory is nearly full from the start. And when you go to densely populated cells like Balmora or things like that, you will most likely finish your memory. So better to remove some mod. It's always something I don't like to do, but else you have to exit the game a lot of times. Another curious thing, I'm trying using the, I don't remember how it is called, but basically it's a special DLL for DirectX 9 that is enabling Vulkan new generation graphic card engine to sort of use DirectX 9 and emulate some faster way to use the graphic memory. And it works also with Morrowind. Problem is that in my experience, at least with my card, which is what it was called ETI, now it is EMD, I think, but basically it works, but it sort of makes a shader cache in the disk, and if you change anything of your graphics setup, next time you run it, it will crash. Basically it will go out of memory. So if it does something like that, just try deleting that cache file. You can recognize it from the extension. It is easy to find, and this way when you restart the game with that DLL, it should work. But every time you change some graphic settings, even I think if you remove some mod, that cache becomes sort of invalid, and the game it will no more work correctly. So it's a little annoying, but I think that's a way to make it work. At least for me it works like this. You can gain some, I think 4 or 5 frames per second easily, even more in certain situations.
Oh, Outlander, did you want
Background. I am Marianne de Caster, champion. Travel together. Maybe I'd travel with you if I knew you better.
Okay, let's see. We can talk about the bandits maybe.
Welcome back to Aril's trade house. Latest rumors. My cousin claimed he saw a city smugglers. Some people in Sidonin talk about it almost casually. I am pretty sure that Aril has no dealings with such criminals. I can readily imagine it being a problem in small coastal villages like Laod and Narmak, but how can those sorts of
Nobody's giving us money because we killed the smugglers.
something interesting?
So we are level 2, we could try and explore the house nearby. Not sure, we did it already.
Say something or move on.
You were supposed to find Fargo this hiding place. Were you able to? Background. I joined the Legion hoping to Yashka. Get that monster away from me. Yashka, you're lucky you've got the guard on your side, you rat, or I'd make you regret cheating me. Greetings, my friend. What did you want to talk about? Yashka. Yashka is her name? She's the best. Thanks for beating up that big jerk Vriskar. Yashka, no problem, cutie.
I think if we ask him this, he's not happy.
Hiding.
Doesn't know about it. But anyway, not sure. I think we can try and reach Sidanin. Balmora. Or we can go to that house over there. Let's go to the house and see if we already... Oh, what's that thing?
I'm waiting. My time is precious, so make it quick.
Hello. We have not met. Background. I moved to Sidanin with my late husband to maintain the lighthouse here, but he was weak of... Don't judge me. You cannot possibly understand what it is to be old and alone. Look at you, young, little secret. Oh dear, I am not certain, Indral Rathryan. I don't trust you enough to talk about that. Someone in particular. Sidanin is an imperial settlement. You will find those in authority over...
I don't remember if we already explored the house. Yeah, we did.
This contract has been validated by Uriel Septim the 7th.
Doing more things, but we can't sell them. So we already opened the secret passage, but we know there are powerful creatures out there, so not a good idea. Wall and mace.
Aril. It shouldn't be necessary for a man like me to teach you how to run a bit.
Okay, what time is it? Midnight. So let's spend the night here. Ooh, our friend's spot. I'm not sure we want him to follow us to Balmora. So maybe. Stay here. We can mark. No, we don't have the spell yet. Okay, time to get a stride.
You have something to say to me?
Maybe we can talk with Eldafire here. We killed the smugglers. Maybe she's happy about it. Ooh, look at that! A Silt Strider leaving
You have
pseudonym.
something to say to me?
I haven't seen your face before. Would you like a little advice, smugglers? So you took care of those outlaws. I knew I had not misjudged you. Unfortunately, it is only a matter of time before Adamasartis has new tenants.
Cause she's happy, but not really.
Carry Jarl. I have
Giving us some money or
him.
something like that.
I confess when I first arrived with my family I was rather... Latest rumors. The captain at Fort Pelagiat is looking for an able scout. He's worried of bandit activity at the moat house.
And this is another mod, another quest, an interesting one. And do we have some money? Maybe we can buy some nice things for Shiaryu. Because I think she's the one lady selling
You again?
these things.
Thank you. Please come again.
Sorry, stranger. My time is short, so get on with it.
So, Shiaryu Ren, you're new to Sidanin, and you'd like some help finding your way around. Very sensible. Go ahead. Little secret. If someone attacks you,
Oh, so I don't remember if we joined the Imperial Census faction. No, we could try and join that, because they have interesting quests.
do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise? We enforce, monitor, and regulate taxation. Immigrants to Morrowind are Imperial Office of Census and Excise. Little secret.
We cannot join.
Most improper. After all.
Maybe we need to do something first.
Probably the most sought destinations for people new to Vardenfell are Vivek.
Okay, let's check this thing.
Bert has asked me to go to the house of his friend Itten in Balmora to ask for a loan of a book. Go borrow a book. Wow, this sure is adventuring hero style. Not.
I think to join these factions you must first do another quest, so let's try that. Not sure if we already did it, I don't think so. It's been a while, I think about a month ago, but I don't think we already did it, because I don't have the ring. Ooh, look at this.
That's one ugly outfit.
A little nice party.
To what do I owe the honor, Breton?
What do you want, Enchanted Blade? I am quite busy. I see you have some art. Hello. Is there something you need?
So this is one super useful and cheap ring. We could invest in this one, because probably it is the volume about the brief history of the Empire that is less common to find. So maybe... but we don't have enough money. I'm not selling this thing. Okay, no, another time. Let's buy the ring.
Thank you. Please come again. I'm an officer of the Imperial Legion. Move along.
You're mine.
Escape while you can.
I found a corpse while traveling near Sidonin. It seems to be the corpse of
As you
one
can
of the
see, we know
soldiers.
the name of the quest now.
Was found on his body. He is carrying a parchment with what look like tax records. He also tax records. Processus Vitellius. Sidonin Census and Excise Office. Aril, 450 drakes, paid. Duren Thyrolas, 200 drakes, paid. Eldefire, 130 drakes. Erin Lenim, 78.
And so on. And we can't really dispose of this corpse because there's a reason. This is a quest NPC, so the game by default set them so they cannot be disposed, else you could miss them and skip the quest and so on. But we already know we got everything we need to go on with the quest, so we may want to give these poor processors a better way to stay dead like this. And so we have this mod which I called alt, so we can sneak and alt click, and so we can hide the remains. Basically we disable the poor NPC, so it's like disposing of the corpse without disposing. But I think if we finish this Processus Vitalis quest, then we can join the Imperial Census and Excise faction. Sorry Yashka, but we need the stamina. That's I don't know how it works because she's I think there could be some small glitch of the mod adding the fire shield effect, because it's like in certain moments the effect is applied to the player instead that, or to some invisible NPC over there. I don't know. That's some really strange thing. Look at this. An invisible effect moving away. Weird thing, but interesting one.
With the recent discovery that the legendary Mentor's Ring was last in the possession of one Bryn Samaris, who is interred in the nearby Samaris ancestral tomb, we would like to remind all citizens that...
Okay, we already found the ring, so this is no more interesting. Ooh.
I am running low on crab meat, and am able to pay for 5 portions. Indral Ryan.
Maybe we already did this, but not sure.
The Cave of Adamus Artis. The Saint Dylan in Please, I beseech anyone's help. My friend
and this is
Vitellius.
What we found.
Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census? Murder of Processus Vitellius. Murdered? What a waste. Processus was a good man. I had been wondering why we hadn't heard from him in a few days. Still, these are dangerous times we live in, and these sorts of things will happen. Did you happen to find the tax money he'd collected? I hate to be so callous, but I do have a job to do. You take a note in your journal under section Death of a Taxman.
So this thing is extremely useful when you have a lot of mods or quest mods installed, because this way you know the name of the quest and you can look for it in the journal. And it pays, to be honest, with this faction.
I found 200 septims on his body. You did? How odd that he was murdered but not robbed. Your honesty is appreciated, I can tell you that. I won't forget this, Shiaru Ren. In fact, if you're looking for some money for yourself, I'd like to see the murderer of Processus punished. Killing an emperor's tax collector is punishable by death. Find his murderer, bring him to justice, and the Census and Excise Office will pay you 500 septims.
Not bad.
Take a note in your journal under section Death of a Taxman. 200 gold has been removed from your inventory. You take a note in your journal under section Death of a Taxman. Murder of Processus Vitellius. Hope you'll bring that murderer to justice.
We must find the culprit.
He seemed impressed with my honesty, but confused as to why someone would murder Processus but not take his money. If I can find out who has done this, and execute the murderer, Socusius has promised to pay me 500 gold. Please excuse me, so many people pass through this office. Murder of Processus Vitellius. His murder will not go
Yashka, what do you think about it?
Come through here when I first came to Vardenfell. The guy at the office had some weird game where he guessed my job by asking questions. He figured out I was a barbarian pretty quick. Murder of Processus Vitellius. We heard. He was a good man, and his murder should be avenged.
I think she's just repeating the standard dialogue line for this cell.
I don't mind. Shi'ar Ren. Murder of Processus Vitellius. Someone finally got him, huh? Well, it's no surprise, I suppose. No one likes a tax collector, especially one who flaunts his wealth while taking our hard-earned cash. Only one who could stomach him at all was Thavera over in the lighthouse. The two of them spent some time together. Shame, really. She seemed like a nice woman. I've asked around town about the murder of Processus Vitellius. It seems he wasn't a popular person in general, which is no surprise, considering he was a tax collector. Some have suggested I speak with Thavera Vidrino, the lighthouse keeper, as she seemed to have some relationship with him.
Greetings and salutations.
And I think if we ask Farad, he will just say, "Hey, it's not me." So let's avoid it. Oh, disappeared. I don't think we can ask the children here. And another strider going. Oh, let's see if we can keep on looking at the strider from here. I'm not sure about it. Probably too late. Yeah. The strider is disappearing, but still going. That's definitely something not working as expected with that magic effect.
The prey approaches.
What is it now, Shi'ar Ren? Murder of Processus Vitellius. I did not know him.
Okay, let's see and talk with this lady. Okay, let's spot, follow. Let's go, boy. We could need some help. So we must talk with the lady on the lighthouse. Don't think she's the one. Too pretty.
Welcome to Sidonim, stranger. Is there some specific place, little secret? The Didra are powerful ants.
I'm waiting.
What is the matter? You look so grave. Murder of Processus Vitellius. Processus, murdered. No. Tell me it's not so. He was the gentlest man I've ever met. He and I had become so close in the past few months. I don't know what I will do without him. I've only seen him get angry once or twice, and never raised a hand to anyone. Seen him get angry? Well, not even angry, I suppose. I saw him arguing once with foreign Gilith about his taxes. He thought processes had been levying too much, and scheming off the top for himself. Ridiculous. Processes wouldn't have done such a thing, I'm sure of it. Please find out what happened, friend. And if you find out what became of Process's ring, it would ease my heart. You take a note in your journal under section Death of a Taxman. Thavra Vidrino has mentioned to me an argument that Processes had been having with foreign Gilith. Apparently, there was some disagreement about the amount of money Gilith owed, and how much he had really been making with his fishing.
So we have a suspect.
I remember you. What's on murder of Processes Vitellius? So the Imperials have you investigating the murder. You know who might know something, that tart Thavra Vidrino over at the lighthouse. She would know what he had been up to lately.
Make it quick, Outlander.
Nobody's home. Good. We can use some salt rice to get some more stamina back. Ooh, this could be good for Yashka. Okay, so if your companion is not taking something because it's too heavy or it is not something of value, you can sort of force the companion to take something from the floor. In theory. And if it doesn't work,
You probably shouldn't spend too much time here.
you can
Some of the guards might have a bit of a grudge.
give the thing to your companion all the same. And maybe discard something else like this, because she has better things to use.
Traveler.
But anyway, we need to find, well, oh, and we have this. I have no idea why we have this thing, but it's real funny. So he's a fisherman. He should be fishing, because we have a mod adding scheduling to the NPCs. And look at this, I just love this big tree with magic effects. No, the tree is not heavy. Okay, so I think I will have to remove this cuirass from Yashka because, you know, it starts feeling a little ridiculous to have this. Oh, over there, I've seen a fisherman, and I want to show that. I don't know if it is visible in the video, but the fisherman is actually using a fish pole, and this is a change that I did very recently to the scheduling mod, so they can use a fish pole basically. But we want to reach that one. We lost Spot. They are fighting with something.
What are you doing here? Are you locked? Murder of Processus Vitellius. That fetcher? You're damn right I did him in, and a good thing, too. He was scheming a load of money from all of us honest people, overcharging us on our taxes and keeping the difference for himself. He was always flaunting his money around, showing off his new clothes and jewels. So, I killed the bastard, and left his body out there to rot, with all his ill-begotten gold still on him. You take a note in your journal under section Death of a Taxman.
And so this is not an easy to decide quest because he could be telling us the truth. And not easy to decide, but
Sorry, that is no excuse for murder, and your punishment has been decided.
You in. No, get away.
thank you, Yashka.
We probably shouldn't spend too much time here. Some of the guards might have a bit of a grudge against me.
Now I think we can roast this. And this is a strange bug because we we cannot use the mouse anymore. Let's see if we can. First time that something like that happens. We cannot click things. Oh, this is a really something never happened before. So the cursor is attached to the window, but we cannot use this window. I have to go out of the game. That's really... I have no idea if this could be related to using that famous DLL with the Vulkan or not, but that's strange. But better to pay attention when you have the inventory menu open and you are using some configuration script with a message window, because if you are unlucky, you can have the cursor on the window border and that happens. First time in a lot of years that something happened, but you know. We already discovered a very strange glitch with the fire shield magic effect. So the more mods you use, and the easier it is to find some conflicts, some glitches, and so on. Latest one, we do one of the previous version of NWSLU as being basically all your enchanted things was showing one single increased miscellaneous skill effect instead of showing the right effects, some collateral effect or some other change, but it's been fixed in a few hours, so very fast reaction to problems. But honestly, I think it's always better to have at least one folder with a complete backup of your Morrowind, because every now and then it happens while updating, especially low-level mods like MWSLUA, like the Morrowind code patch, like MGEXE. It happens that if there's some bug with those, your game will not work anymore because they are very low-level things. And if you want to play, it's annoying to have to wait for the fix, because yes, fixes are very fast usually, but if you have a backup you can just restore that, and it's easier that way. Let's see. No more fire. I just love that magic effect. Ooh, crabby crab. The invasion of crabs in Sidonie. And children are always playing. And in theory, all these guards should have different face.
I'm an officer of the Imperial
This is another mod which I'm happy about it, because it is doing things, subtle things, only when needed.
Smugglers. We are aware of your actions in Adamasartis.
This better be.
Okay, they are happy too, but we need to talk with Socucius. We solved the mother case.
Have you brought me any news about the murder of Processus Vitellius? Hope you'll bring that murderer to justice soon.
We should have the proper things. Unless oh, did I forget to take the ring? That will be real silly.
I had to come through here when I first came to Vardenfell. The guy at the office had some weird game where he guessed my job by asking questions. He figured out I was a barbarian pretty quick.
Oh, I did, I did it, I think. No, I have. Hopefully I will have a save for that. I did, probably I did dispose of the corpse before taking the ring. Dispose of corpse is something that sometimes is really risky. Okay, I have to load a previous save. Luckily we have a lot of them, so let's try this one. Not sure, maybe it's too late, but Better to avoid using disposal corpse. Better to just just get all the things you need, and then maybe after you dispose of corpse. Especially with things involved in quests. I think we already did it here.
Favor of Idrano has mentioned to me an argument that
Let's see if Gilnit is still there. But probably we already killed him in this save. Let's see. Can we jump out there? More or less. Oh no. Okay. That's good. And we can see over there, half hidden from the fog, a castle in the mainland coast. I mean, that's nice. The mysterious fire effect phantom. Okay, so we know how it works.
What are you doing here? Murder of Princesses Vitellius.
Sorry, foreign.
Fetcher.
No excuse.
Right, I did him in. And a good thing, too.
This will not go unnoticed.
Okay, this time I will be sure to get the ring first. Right. And then we dispose of corpse. Ooh, over there. Case animation of mantis. Not very common to see them in low water like this. Maybe Yashka has something,
We're stopping.
some ingredient to restore fatigue. She has some bread. Okay, I have the ring now.
Have you brought me any news about the murder of Processus Vitellius? I heard you had been asking around about his murder. I'm glad to see this matter brought to its completion. Here's your reward, Shiaryu Ren. Good to see there are still some citizens who understand their loyalty to our emperor.
And we got 500 gold.
Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise? We enforce, monitor, and regulate taxation. Imperial Office of Census and Excise. Murder of Processus Vitellius. Join the census.
Oh, finally we are asked to join, but you have to ask a couple times.
Reports to the Elder Council, is responsible for conducting census and collecting taxes in the Empire. It also makes sure that the public servants of the Empire, such as legionnaires, get paid. We are also responsible for monitoring immigration to the various provinces. If necessary, we are permitted to investigate crimes and outsource some of our tasks to outsiders, such as mercenaries. Would you be interested in that?
Yes.
Great. Welcome to our organization. I have tasks for you, and we also offer bounties for contraband. About that, talk with Adraria Vandasha, in the warehouse. My tasks may not be as exciting as being a legionnaire or an adventurer, but it is an honest job, and you can gain advancement quickly. Task. Yes, I have a task for you. According to the list of our late colleague, several citizens of Sedanin still haven't paid their taxes. I want you to speak with Elda Fire first, and collect taxes from her. She needs to pay 130 gold to the Empire. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office,
Okay.
Socusius Hergala asked me to collect the taxes from Elda Fire, a citizen of Sedanin. I had to come through here when I first came to Vardenfell. The guy at the office had some weird game where he guessed my job by asking questions. He figured out I was a barbarian pretty quick.
help, I will, but don't take too much time.
So, held the fire.
But don't take too much time.
I've got
My
a few
patience
minutes.
is limited.
Are you here because of those taxes? Great. So after the death of the previous one, Urgala has found another lackey to extort money from us. What do we get for our taxes? Prove to me that my tax money goes for the protection of the citizens. Kill those smugglers at Adamasartis for me, and then we can talk about paying taxes.
So she's interested after all.
Census and Excise Office.
And we already did it.
You have killed them. Excellent work. I gladly pay my taxes now. I just wished that I didn't have to ask you for this, and the Empire would have done it already. By the way, I heard that at the warehouse, the Census and Excise Office offers a bounty for any contraband you may find in smugglers' caves. You may want to check out that cave for anything like that.
Can you ask your question quickly? I must be going.
So cautious.
Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise? We enforce task. I'm glad that she had agreed to finally pay these taxes. I cannot give you a reward this time, however I have pulled some strings and you can live in the shack of the late foreign Gilith, without paying taxes and rent. If you want to work for us, you will need a residence in Sidanim. The shack is still the property of the Empire, mind you. But as long as you work for us, you can use it freely. Anyway, I have a new task for you, if you are ready. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office, Eldafire's taxes. 130 gold has been removed from your inventory. Task. There is another citizen of Sidanin I need you to collect taxes from. He is Finemouth, the Argonian. According to the tax record, he is due to pay 54 gold. Now, he might give you a story that he is poor, but it is the duty of every citizen to pay taxes. If he refuses to pay, I give you permission to arrest him. A guard.
Okay. I think I will not arrest that poor Argonian. You have seen him near the near the house over there.
I'm waiting.
And no, I'm not asking her about the processors because we lost our Argonian friend looking at the Strider. Oh, over there. Hello, Argonian friend. Fine mouth.
I know why you are here, to collect my taxes. Please, have mercy on me. I'm just a poor fisherman. I cannot make that much money.
I'm just a poor fisherman from a poor family.
Please could you
Para,
pay
para,
instead
para,
of
para.
me?
Okay,
I promise that I will pay it back.
we are...
You take a note in your journal under section.
Okay, Shiari will not call the gods for this
Malthus taxes.
poor Argonian guy.
Very well. I will cover your taxes from my own pocket this year. But only this year. Thank you so much. I will never forget this. You are the kindest tax collector, definitely better than the old one they killed. Thank you again. Finally I will have the opportunity to get out from poverty. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office. Find Malthus taxes. I showed mercy to Fine Mouth, and agreed to pay his taxes from my own pocket.
Actually, as we are here, we could also visit the lighthouse. Not sure we already did it.
Speak quickly, Outlander, or go away.
So the lady is out there. In theory, we could also get some loot. Nobody's here. Ooh, some eggs.
The Wraith's Wedding Dowry by Volta Gramwort, translated by Apthorn. The poets are right. There is something life-changing about being in love, said kept catching a grand
Oh,
thing.
and also you have updated this mod. So by default, it is making the time you spent reading pass in game, but it is one scale. So you spend 5 minutes reading and you spend 5 minutes in game. But I have been asked to relate this thing with the time scale of the game, or even more, because it's not realistic, the size of the books in Morrowind. So okay, you can do what you want. You have this big range. You can multiply to the time you spend, the real seconds you spend reading. So when you go out of the book menu, this time is added to the time in game. So the time multiplied by this number that you can choose Personally, I play with something like 10 times, but there's people who would like to play with about more than 1000 to simulate reading a big real book. So to each their own, I think. This way everybody should be more happy about it. I will update the models because I think I found a better way to call the code, but it should work already. We can get this book because it's a skill one. It is worth some money.
We probably shouldn't spend too much time here. Some of the
Okay,
guards might have a
Yashka is very fond of her on fire cuirass, it seems. We could give her oh, she's nearly over encumbered, so time to sell something. And oh, I was just going to say the firelights are great places to practice your acrobatic skills, but you must pay attention to not kill yourself. If you have some game settings where are set to increase the damage you take from jumping down, but this way you can really get a lot of experience jumping down the stairs.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
And it seems the captain here is always out. He likes to go out. And
Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise today? Task. I'm glad that you have managed to make him pay up. He is a nice person. I would have been sad if we were forced to put him into prison. Please keep the gold as your first salary. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office. Fine mouth as taxes. Task. It is time to conduct the yearly census in Pelagiad. I want you to travel there and count how much of each race and gender are there in the settlement. It is not necessary to ask for religious affiliation and profession this time. Only permanent residents should be counted, so not the people who only pass through the settlement, and not the guards. The others in the fort, such as officers and prisoners, are considered permanent residents though, so they should be counted. Talk with me when you are ready. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office, Census in Pelagiad.
so if you have experience with the game already, it is not hard to answer here, so we could just
Task. So, are you ready to give me the results of this year's census in Pelagiad?
tell we already visited Pelagiad, so we already know about what can be true and what can be false. So for instance, here I think all in all, the easier thing to remember about Morrowind population is about how many armor you have in a certain place, because they are not so common. And in this case, we know there are a couple of them. So
2 Altmer, 1 Argonian, 3 Bosmer, 1 Breton, 6 Dunmer, 2 Imperial, 2 Khajiit, 3 Nord, 2 Orc, 9 female, 13 male.
not sure what happens if you give the wrong answer.
Thank you for your report. That data seems to be correct based on last year's census. Great work. Please, accept this bonus. You take a note in your journal under section Census in Excise Office, Census in Pelagiad. 400 gold has been added to your inventory. Task. I want you to help with immigration today. Those who want to enter Morrowind will have to show up in this office first to be processed. Your task is to ask questions from them, and evaluate them. You have 3 choices: allow them into the country, deny them to enter this country, or arrest them, in case you suspect that they might be guilty of a crime. The first one you need to question is a Dunmer male, who says that he is a minor. Ah, he just entered the office.
Oh, and here he is.
Ahead.
My name is Ravith Riathrin. I'm a Dunmer minor. I was born under the sign of the steed. I want to enter my homeland to work as a miner here.
And the fun thing is he has a minor peak thanks to our new mods.
A miner, eh? What do you mine, and do you have a job offer in this country? Any criminal records? I'm an egg miner, and I have a job offer in the Shulk egg mine. I have never committed a crime. I just want to live in the land where my ancestors did.
Okay, that's a funny thing here, because an egg miner actually is not going to use the pickaxe with the eggs, because as I think it would not work so well. I think a miner should work in one of the mines that is extracting ore, and so maybe the quest here is a little not so believable. Maybe it's just better to remove from this NPC that minor pick, because, or maybe he's ready for everything. If one day the egg mine is converted to something to extract iron from there, maybe he's already. If you think about it, even in one of the standard quests, one of the first one, you have to kill 2 eggs poachers from the mine near Sidani, and all the miners there also have some picks around, and they don't use them with the axe, I think, but it's a mine, so they are ready for it. Anyway, we allow him.
Allow him into the
He's a miner, has a pick, so we want him
The Dunmer happily go
to go to the mine. Also because that mine actually exists, so his story is believable, and we need to put some things down or sell something. Already super full.
Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Task? You have made the best choice. You are clearly qualified for this job. He was a Dunmer, a native to this land. He didn't have any criminal records, and he even had a job offer. There was no reason not to allow him into the country. Here, take this reward. 300 gold has been added to your inventory. Advancement. You are loyal to the Empire, and you are eager to do your job. However, I do not think that you have the requirements necessary.
Not yet.
Task. We have another immigrant today that you need to evaluate. A wood elf. He just entered the office. You have the same rights and options as in the previous case.
Hey, wood elf, come here. You cannot enter there yet. Yashka, you have to ask Yashka to carry something more because
I had to come through here when I first came to Vardenfell. The guy at the office had some weird game where he guessed my job.
she will not be happy about it, but we need
I was a barbarian pretty quick.
less weight here.
If I can help, I will, but don't take too much time.
My name is Dondiver Oaklake. I'm a Bosmer, and a retired thief. I was born under the sign of the thief. I want to enter this country to start a new life.
Okay, a Bosmer ex-thief born under the sign of the thief.
A new life of crime, certainly. As I said, I'm a retired thief. I served my just punishment in the prison. Now I want to enter a new life in a country where no one knows me. I want to find an honest trade.
Okay.
Deny his request to enter the country. Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise today? Task. Yes, you are doing an excellent job. Allowing him to enter the country would have been a risky thing, as he might commit a crime again. However, arresting him would be unjust because at this moment his record is clear. Thus, the best choice was to let him go back to his own homeland. Here's your reward. 300 gold has been added to your inventory. Task. There is one last immigrant that we need to process today. She is a Dunmer woman. She just entered the office. You know what you have to do. Greetings. My name is Donsero Favoron. I am a Dunmer housewife born under the sign of the serpent. I am pregnant. Please, would you allow me into my country so that my child could be born in our homeland? I don't want it to be raised by imperial customs, like I was forced to.
Don't trust born under the sign of the serpent.
Pregnant? Who is the father, and where is he? Why isn't he with you? He abandoned me when I became pregnant. Left me for his mistress. Please, I just want a better future for my child. You seem to be quite fond of that child, in spite of it being from a seemingly cruel man. Do you mind if we call a healer to examine you?
So now you can also understand why sometimes there's a pause a little too long
My body, and no healer has the right to examine me
between
without my consent.
an answer and the next phrase. That's because the game doesn't let it does not let you choose. I don't know how to say it. When to display the next paragraph of the dialogue. So you have sort of guess how many pause seconds you have to add to the previous couple answers. It's not easy because if the answers are very short, you risk to sort of stop the answers before finishing reading them, and so I have it set a little to the prudent side, so the delay is a little longer maybe, but this way you're sure you had everything.
I'm just doing my job. Your story is suspicious, so I want to investigate it more before I allow you into the country. If you do not comply, we will have to arrest you.
Maybe
Okay.
I could try shorten that
Yes.
delay a
Healer
little.
of the Kaminatong. I have sacks of moon sugar under my shirt. Look, just allow me into the country. Your superior cannot hear us, and I can give you a bribe of 500 gold.
Okay, so we have the first corruption here in this job. What could we do? After all, Shiayu is going to save the world, so she could commit a little small crime here and there. Also, these Imperials are getting all the money from poor people in Sydney, so maybe we could accept the bribe. She's a Kamonatong, not good people. Nah.
Have her arrested. The guard quietly takes the Dunmer away. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office, female dark elf immigrant. Do you have any business with the Imperial Office of Census and Excise today? Task. Oh, wow. That was a really nice catch. I have to admit that I didn't really pay attention this time, but then I see that the guard takes her shirt off, and underneath there are all those sacks of moon sugar. Well done. I'm impressed. You were born for this job. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office, female dark elf immigrant. 300 gold has been added to your inventory. Task. I have a new task for you. Here, take this gold. Deliver it to Rad Hardheart at Fort Moon Moth. This is the pay of all the soldiers who serve at Fort Moon Moth for this month. It is a menial task, but it is crucial to make the Empire run smoothly. In fact, our current budget allows us to give a little extra to each soldier, which would make them happy. You take a note in your journal under section Census and Excise Office, salary for the Legion. 9,000 gold has been added to your inventory.
So this is an interesting thing because we want to do the quest here, but oh, now we have the weight of the money. I would just use a trick. I know it's not a really serious because I have the mod adding weight to the gold, and then I use a trick like this. But okay, let's say that I given the gold to Yashka while dropping all the things. the thing is, I have another quest for another mod for Aldenshire where I need to get some money to pay for a house to establish a thief base in Aldershire nearby, and it could be very convenient to do this as soon as possible, because this way I can join the guild and get interesting quests and money and so on. So maybe investing this gold there before doing that quest for the census could be a better thing to do. Let's see if we can do it. So basically we should have a house to buy, I think.
Gala wants me to deliver this month's salary for the soldiers at Fort Moon Moth. I should talk with the general of the fort, Radhard Hart.
So we need to go there. It's not so near. We must reach Balmora in practice. So let's see if we have that. Oh, and another thing I have added recently is, let me check this. Let's see if it works. That should be there, but it depends on the quest. But anyway, the nice thing is with the Smart Journal mod, well, it's easier to find the quest because you have a prefix. So 1, 2, 3 are standard game mods. 1 is Morrowind, 2 is Tribunal, and 3 is Blood Moon, but the rest is the loading order of your mod, so it's easier to find things. For instance, Aldenshire, we have number 239, and we have 2 quests from there. And this one is the one for which we need the money. But we can buy the house from one of people in a real trade house.
I can help, I will, but
You want something, friend?
So let's see, money. Let's talk about it first.
Do you want to buy a house? Buy a house. Do you want to buy my house over in Haldenshire? It cost, sure. You do? That's great. Now you just need...
Okay, so we need 2 things. The money and we should have somewhere something related to a discount. Not this one.
that were missing. Bolt of cloth, 2. Xiaoyu Ren. You have been given these directions in a package of documents. Do not show them to anyone. Do not attempt to read the documents in the package. The package has been sealed, and your tampering will be discovered and punished. Follow these directions. Proceed to the town of Balmora in Vardenfell district. Report to a man named Chaos Kosa.
Okay, this is what we need to do. But I'm looking for a note about buying the house.
Island. The ultimate destination for you. Contract.
Oh, here it is.
Worth 10,000. This letter states that certain Nelfin will pay 10,000 septims for the purchase of Xenophor's house.
So in theory we need just 5,000 to be able to buy the house.
Do you want to buy a house? Buy a house. Do you want to buy my house over in Halden Shore? Sure. You do? That's great. Ah, you have a contract for 10,000 drakes, so you need to pay me only 5,000 in coin. The house is in Halden Shore, at the west side, with view to Sedanin. Here's the key. You can also keep any items that are inside. You paid for them, after all. 5,000 gold has been removed from your inventory. Contract has been removed from your inventory. House key has been added to your inventory.
And so we managed to buy the house. For our thief's friend. And honestly, I've seen some question about what mod. Oh, we have been robbed by this thief. What quest mod could I add that can be integrated well in the standard quest? Well, I think this one is an example, the census and excise one, but also the Aldenshire mod is an example because it's a village near Sydney and it could be considered some kind of integration of Sydney because it's very nearby and interesting quests. And as we are here, we could also do something like, oh, a dead Drew. That looks like Shipmaster added by timer rebuild. So let's see if we can talk a little.
I'm Sentius Viros, shipmaster of the Coast Guard. Destination: looking for a quick and silent way out of the swamps. Enchanted blade? I can row you out to Ranham, Ebonheart, Teen, or Laod on my next patrol if you wish.
Okay, so these cities are not really finished and so on, but mostly I want to use this option because any shipmaster in the game can have this to configure the scenic traveling. This is not an option for the real scenic traveling. It is just to start the configuration menu in an easy way.
Select.
And from here I want to enable, to check if things are enabled. Okay, so there are two settings for extra trips. First one is yes, but yes will not have the transport basically to the more recent couple of locations you have, to the preview map, to what was the preview map at the time. So if you want to go there, you have to choose this one. Yes plus. And the rest more or less is okay. Oh, this is another one. So basically the standard starting point of Tiny Rebuild was like explained in the game, there's the quarantine. So you cannot really go there. Sorry, this is not something related to the Tiny Rebuild. It's more general. I think this is something believable also if you use a more recent position about thinking that the quarantine with the mainland is no more, because this is regarding that field. But anyway, you can choose to have this bot enabled from the start, or only when the main quest is done and the corpus is no more, so people can go and visit Talfir with less danger. So if you want to enable the bot to the bot to go there, check yes, else you will have to wait for that to solve the quest first. I think I will just keep the standard only when Corpus Cure quest is done. More believable. Oh, this is instead an option that I really suggest you set on. I don't set it on by default because the default is in the game is to have foggy weather in the Sea of Ghosts, and this is lore correct probably, but to really enjoy better the mod, the scenic transport mod, I think it is better to enable this option, so the weather is a little less foggy and you can enjoy the view much better. So really I suggest you set it to yes, and the rest more or less should be. Oh, here it is the other option, so trips to the mainland. So if you want to do things like the standard game lore, so there is the quarantine. By default you can have boats trips to the mainland, scenic boats to the mainland only when Blight is gone, so after the main quest. If you want to use the scenic transport from the start, according to the more recent position of Tiny Rebuild, where the quarantine is no more, choose this one. Yes. So let's see if something changed. In theory we should have another shipmaster here. Maybe we need to go inside first.
But don't take too much time.
In theory. Maybe we need to reload the whole cells.
Hurry this up, will you?
But anyway, we need to re-challenge her to talk with our friend. We bought the house. And Yashka is just warping because we overburdened her. Not something you should really do, but every now and then you need to do this. Oh, we can see fire moving in the distance. Ooh, some trader, hopefully, or some pilgrim added from, I think, Morrowind Council Life. Oh, and over there we can see more fire effects. That's really funny.
What do you need?
No, just a pilgrim. Hello?
What do you want? In background. I am shagged up, Yashka. Malika's blessings upon you, sister.
So they are talking each other, but no way to solve things.
Halden Shore.
As you can see, we have an extremely scenic view. And that should be the house. A normal house.
This better be important.
We're stopping. What is it?
I know it's not good to eat raw meat, but we need some stamina. We need a magic effect.
Ah, hello. Did you want something?
I'm looking for secret loot in the tree stump. And here is the secret hideout of our thief's friend.
And how did you get in here? Guild work. Hello Shiaryu Ren, did you buy the house? Yes, here is the key. Perfect. Well Shiaryu Ren, my friends here and I will have a lot of work the next days. If you've looked inside the house, you might have seen the big cellar cavern. I plan to build a club there, a meeting place for chosen friends, if you know what I mean. When the work is done, I will give you daily share of the profit. Okay, let's go to work. I will see you in about half a week in the Cavern Club. You take a note in your journal under section Thieves in Halden Shore. You take a note in your journal under section Halden Shore, Thieves Guild, a new guild base. House key has been removed from your inventory.
And so we have new journal, new quest.
Wants to build a hidden club in the cellar of the house, and obviously plans to establish a new Thieves Guild base there. In about half a week the club will be finished, and I will get my share of the profits, as well as a possible source of Thieves Guild jobs.
Okay, so this is a quest. It is what trying to do fast, because we have to spend some days doing other things, and meanwhile they are building the Thieves Guild, secret caverns and so on. I think I will stop here because it's been a long stream and better stop, but you can see a couple real nice mod well integrated in the standard Sedaning game story. This village of Haldingshaw with a lot of thieves related quests, and the census and excise mod full of little quests to do for the Imperials. As usual, thanks for watching and hopefully see you next time. Bye bye.